Alrighty, we are 15 seconds into the live stream. Hello and welcome to everybody who is joining on this beautiful, blustery Washingtonian day. I believe we have an atmospheric river flowing right above us and pretty much all around us. We're supposed to get at least 4.5 inches of rain in about 2 days. So, yeah, if you're in Washington State, it might need to be time to strap on your rain boots. All right, so what are we doing for today's craft? We've got floral tape, reindeer moss, some small regular size pipe cleaners, and then we have a garland of some leaves left over from the fall time. And I want to have you guys guess in the comments what we are going to be making today. All of these items you can find at the dollar store. The only item you may not be able to find at the dollar store are these sheets of felt. They weren't in the initial picture, but or rather the thumbnail, but if you go onto my Instagram account, I do have these felt sheets back there. I got these from Walmart. They were selling them at, I want to say like somehow 65 cents a piece. I used to remember these being more like 35 cents a piece, but it's whatever. I can afford them. And dollar store does not sell felt, at least not at my local dollar store. Yours might be different. So the main objective for this craft is your creativity. Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining. Anthony, it's awesome to have you here. And then we've got Vampire Girl, welcome. Feel like you're gonna make something nature related. I am. What did I do with, oh shoe. There it is. Haha. Misplacing all of my stuff. All right, so let's break out the floral tape and talk about it a little bit. Not everybody knows what floral tape is, but it is actually rather important to this craft. Floral tape typically comes in brown, green, and white. And I want to talk for just a second about what the difference is between floral tape and masking tape. I have no doubt you can achieve similar results of today's crafts with masking tape, but the difference is that floral tape is for floral arrangements, be it live flowers or plastic flowers. It can be used for either one. Let me just take off this shiny bit. There we go. It feels a lot like crafting paper, you know, construction paper, and it also feels like streamer paper. The opacity is pretty nice, actually. It is rather thin, but as of current, it does not feel like it's any kind of tape. It's not even sticking to the felts that I have down. So this is the trick with floral tape. You actually want to pull it. And you see how it kind of got a little bit thin right there? And we've got some stretch marks. Why is this one not? Okay, let me get a fresh layer. And we'll try this again. So look at that. It rips pretty much like wet tissue paper, which makes it nice and easy. And you're supposed to be able to pull it, stretch it, and there we go. Now it becomes tacky. Not exactly sticky, but tacky. This allows it to stick to itself. And when you wrap it around stems, you'll see that it will appear to be like, in this case, a green stem. And having it nice and thin like this allows you to build up layers to achieve the thickness that you need. For those of you who are in middle school or high school, you might have been in the floral class, floral arrangements, or even the FFA, and have made corsages for homecoming or other school dances and events. With masking tape is sticky. And it's better for some things, but halfway through this live stream, we will experiment with both masking tape and floral tape to see which is the best suitor for this craft. Okay, I'm coming back. Sorry, gotta go. Okay, I will be here until roughly 2:40. You can always check out my other live stream videos or send me a message on Instagram. Alrighty, so let's grab our pipe cleaners. The only time your color choice of pipe cleaner is going to matter is when your floral tape is white. Because it is so thin, bright colors like pink, yellow, blue, or black will kind of shine through. And it would take multiple layers of wrapping your floral tape around the pipe cleaner to kind of hide and disguise that color. All right, for a better trial, let's start with the pink one. We are going to fold it in half, and we are going to do little twisties. We're going to do just a little twists here and there to kind of lock it in place. And then let's keep twisting this a little bit higher up. I'm going to take this and I'm going to make a branch. Going to fold it over, do a little twist to lock it in. The twists really are only there to just hold everything in place. And since we are going to be, I don't want to work with sharp edges because this will poke through the floral wire. We are going to cap our edges and round them via the twists. So we're just going to make a little nubbin right there. We're going to put that guy at an angle. And then we're going to go straight up. We're going to curve the top. Okay, so that's a unique looking shape, right? It doesn't really look like anything more than maybe a 4. Like we're trying to do something. This is where our floral tape is going to come in. For the ease of wrapping, I am just going to tear off a ribbon. We've got our nice ribbon here. It's not sticky right now because I haven't pulled it. But we're going to give it a good little tug. You can pull this apart and you can be too rough with it. So be mindful of how much pressure you are using. We're going to attach it to itself and we are going to start twisting and wrapping down and eventually get it going up to kind of get it started. occasionally pulling and tugging as we use up the sticky bits. I would have used brown for this craft. It would make things much more easier in terms of the kind of style that I'm going for. But I unfortunately misplaced the brown floral tape. So now if you decide to do this alongside me, and I hope you do because it's really fun and it's a craft for all ages, including kids. I just want to make sure that if your floral wire, or your floral tape rather, starts coming apart or it's not sticking to itself, you've got to give it that tug every now and then. Because inside these little folds, let me give you guys a close-up. Here we go. Do you see how it kind of looks like a crushed ribbon? There we go. That's better. In between all of those little crevices are glue dots. There's an adhesive inside that when you pull these fiber bits apart, you are essentially releasing the glue. There is a sticky side and there is a non-sticky side. You see how this side over here is a bit shinier, and then over here is dull. We just released the glue between those folds, whereas this side is not sticky at all. I can rub my fingers over it, no problem. All right, so let's get back to wrapping. And for those of you who make miniatures or dioramas, this would be an awesome addition to any kind of nature scenes or even school projects. You can go out and you can collect the items that we are making, but if you have a particular style, say for a school project or something, you wanted to have a bonsai tree, but you can't afford one, nor can you find one that's supposed to be a bonsai tree, and you really, really need and or want one for your display. This would be a great, cheap alternative to making one. Not to mention, you can style it and twist it or bend it to however you need. There we go. And we're just going to keep on twisting down. Now that we have a decent grip up above us, it'll make twisting and wrapping, tugging, and getting the sticky side much, much easier. Just cannot forget to occasionally give it a tug as you work your way around your pipe cleaners. And I am twisting down at an angle to get a nice uniform shape. If you're not twisting here and there, you might get these little bumps that you see. Focus, please, and thank you. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit you guys. Come on. Focus. Oh my, wow. Let me lay down a solid color. It might be focusing on the pattern. There we go. Okay, so you see how we've got these little ribbon wraps here? As long as you keep tension while you are twisting downward, you won't get those. Okay, so we have sufficiently covered our pipe cleaner top to bottom. Now we have these little itty bitty branches. The one thing about floral wire is it's really forgiving. Rather than creating a little peak right there in the center, we're actually going to pinch and just kind of tack those peaks down. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this in frame. And we are going to keep on wrapping. So, have you guessed what we are making yet? Perhaps I've already given away some clues as to what it could be or what the theme is. Okay, you see there, it's twisting pretty easy. Whoops. I'm gonna come back and take care of this little nubbin right here, this little pink nubbin, just because we got the main wrapping here done. So now I'm going to take the little snag off. And then before you start wrapping, you always want to give it a tug. And since we are, why is that not? I think when I bought this roll of floral tape, I think it's old. There was only like 3 hanging up. Okay. Yes, before you start wrapping, always give it a tug and make sure you've got the sticky side onto where you are applying it. And I'm not going to be all that careful when it comes. You see, I just kind of went right across the backside here. That's because I want to get down, I want to cover as much space as possible before I double back. You don't necessarily have to double back, but it does make everything look more cohesive and intentional. Let's see. Vampire Girl says, it's already looking cool. Awesome. And yes, we are making the stem of a soon-to-be flower. Or in this case, if you have brown floral tape, it can be sticks, twigs, or if you want to get really creative, deer antlers. Like, how cute would it be to get a picture frame from the dollar store, make your own mini deer antlers, and then give a gift to somebody who hunts or somebody who really likes deer? Rather than, you know, going to try and hunt and find your own mini antlers, which by all means, go see what's out there. Go support the small businesses that are on Etsy. But any that you might find on, say, like Amazon or elsewhere, they're going to be plastic. They're going to be chunky. They're going to have factory mold lines. Whereas these are A, handmade by you. B, you can make them whatever size you need them to be. And C, you can even paint them later on. Okay, there we go. We got it all nice and wrapped. You can do a couple more layers if you want. We got a little bit of a thin area right here where it was just one layer. I'm going to give you guys a different background. There we go. Now you can see it better. Let's see. Vampire Girl says, I think I made one of those years ago in an art class. Awesome. I hope you did. Not very many people know that you can use floral wire to make your own sticks, twigs, branches, deer antlers, or whatever else. And this is something that I came across years ago. Excuse me. When I was trying to do just that, I wanted to make a picture frame, but I wanted to put some deer antlers on there and have it be for some of my family members because they are hunters. And I just thought it would be something they would enjoy. And so I did a deep dive on YouTube, how to make antlers, and then I came across tutorials for cosplays. Although the size difference was most likely was the main issue because people were using resin, or they got themselves some like plastic molds of real deer antlers, and like first of all that's kind of cool. I didn't have that kind of know-how knowledge of how to get those things, let alone produce them myself. Until I started watching some floral channels. Floral arrangements are what bridged that gap for me. And for any of you who do floral arrangements, you'll kind of realize we got nodes here and here. So really the sky is the limit when it comes to these. Alrighty, here is our first little stick and twig. It is green, otherwise it would be brown. Let's try the same technique with masking tape and see the difference. We are going to use a white pipe cleaner for this one, and we're going to set this guy up here. Okay, right off the bat, let's take a look at the width. And I'm going to apologize beforehand. I seem to be working with old materials. My roll of masking tape wants to do nothing but split. Maybe this is just this was in a bad batch or something, but it just wants to split like crazy on me. There we go. Okay, so let's rip off a piece. Actually, no, let's take advantage of this nice solid roll here, since it's not splitting. And we'll take off, I'd call this almost a foot width. Foot length. There we go. Okay. So right away, we are already dealing with one issue with not packing tape. Oh my wow. First issue we're dealing with is coiling. That's going to be a little bothersome. And there is the width difference. So already we are working with a larger piece. I'm going to stick this off to the side so I don't get it stuck to my felt. And like the first one, we are going to bend it in half. Give a little pinch. Make a little twist. And here we have our first branch. I don't know if I'll be able to get it to look the same, but I can definitely try. Okay. Do a little twist. Rounds the edge. And then we go up here. We're going to bend it. Bend it out. Give a twist. Going up. And rounds the edge. Okay, here is our part 2 with masking tape. I'm gonna uncoil it the best that I can. Perhaps I'll remove the felt for this, but I fear if I do, my camera will want to try and pick up on the fabric down below. And then the image quality won't be so good. Okay, and like with the first one, we are going to wrap at an angle. Okay, so we go down, and already we are running into a little bit of a problem. First off, coiling. Second off, the width is what's causing a little bit of an issue, but maybe we can just tuck it in on the bottom. So that way we don't have an extra little bit there. And for the sake of trying to do a good job, let's just go ahead and cut that bit off. And pick up where we left off. Just because I want to give the masking tape a fighting chance against the floral wire. So now that we are going to be wrapping up, I'm going to tape this at a slight upward angle. And we are just going to spin and take our time. This might work if you have jumbo pipe cleaners. They do exist, but I have not tried jumbo pipe cleaners in this method yet. Okay, so here is our second issue. This is running a little big, so I'm going to cut it right there. And we are going to spin this down. That way we can kind of keep going with the same direction. Doesn't seem to like corners that well, so we'll cut it again. We'll tuck this guy here on the inside. And because this is a pipe cleaner, I'm going to bend it down. And we are going to do our best to keep on going in the same direction. Okay, now it's twisting, it's wanting to go down. We're trying to go up. Let's do another cut just to be on the safe side. Oh, and there's our second problem. We've got some bunching right there. Maybe we can just squish it into place. And I am putting a little bit of tension on the masking tape now to kind of pull it into place. Okay, so it doesn't seem like it really likes to be manipulated too much. It would rather go on, it would rather continue climbing up the pipe cleaner pretty straight. And trying to get it to flex and bend in all of these different little nooks and crannies. It doesn't seem like it likes to do that. So let's just finish wrapping the top and then work our way down. Some things are just going to be completely unavoidable. Doesn't really want to spiral down. And I am trying my best to make this look at least decent. But perhaps to kind of get your feet wet without burning through all of your floral wire, this will be a nice little introduction into figuring out what you do want to get out of your piece. So let's just take a look at this for a minute. That was about a foot and some extra worth of packing tape. Oh my, not packing tape, wow. Masking tape. And despite how wide it is compared to the floral tape, it's just the floral tape in my book has won this round. I didn't have to make hardly any corrections with the floral tape, whereas with this, the spirals are not smooth. It's rigid, it's not soft. Now, that's not to say you can't use packing tape, or, well, it will now forever be known as packing tape to me. Oh my wow. Okay. You can use masking tape. How you are going to cover everything up is going to be up to you. Now, if you were to use this in wings or a floral crown, you might have to do some serious coverage in making it look good. Masking tape is going to be easier to paint, but the floral tape is really where it's at. You okay, Muffin? She's snoring. Okay. So downsides of floral tape. It tears incredibly easy. It does not always want to stick to itself. If you forget to tug the tape in between your wrapping, then it will not stick to itself yet again. And when you work with it too much, you get the glue residue all over your fingers in whatever color your floral tape is. So if I was to make about a dozen of these, my fingertips, my thumb and my fingertip would be green. So, but then you could argue you have a green thumb and never touch a plant. Because, allergies. Okay, for this last one, let's make it easy, simple, and we're going to actually break out the reindeer moss for this one. So, we've done our first twist. Going to make a little nubbin right here, but I'm not going to close it all the way. Let's actually open up the reindeer moss. And let's pull from this from this little bit here. Why does it smell like raisins? It smells like raisins. Okay, let's see. Let's go with this little bundle here. And then I like this top bit. And let's keep those together. We are going to fit this right into the little corner. Give it a squash. You can even take your scissors and clamp it down nice and good. Make sure everything stays in. Let's give a twist. Lock it in. And you know what? Let's keep this twist going and create a little one right up here, where we are also going to, we're going to create just a little stick. Okay, wrap this down so that we somewhat have similar thickness all around. And I know it looks super duper messy right now, but give it a chance. I'm getting out our floral tape. Okay, and we are doing pretty good for time. Give it a stretch. Not too hard, but there we go. Okay, in the off chance it does not stick to itself, hold on to it, hold it in place, and start wrapping anyway. Give it an extra tug if you have to. Floral tape really likes to stretch and hold on tight. Could also be you just picked up an old roll of floral tape. And I am putting pressure on it as I twist and pull upwards, just to ensure it is continuing to give me a sticky line. And it also helps working our way up to keep our lines nice and tight, giving us a really pretty spiral pattern. Oh, see? That's what happens when you pull too quickly, but no worries. So reattach it, go around it once, pull downwards, lock it in place, and then you're going to start working your way going up. And that will happen from time to time. Okay, let's fold that little nubbin up. Give another decent tug. Now we fold that little nubbin down and we keep going up. Once I get this wrapped up, I'll show you just how posable it is and how fabulous it is to work with. You're essentially wrapping wire. Okay, and then I want these little tufts of reindeer moss to be kind of sandwiched, kind of cushioned by the floral tape. Make it look natural and kind of bunched together, like it's actually coming out the edge. Okay, we work our way back down. You don't have to work your way back down, but it's an easier way to not have so many ends to try and cover up because there's a chance that they will fray. Sorry if I'm getting out of the camera frame. Okay, now for this nubbin, since we skipped over him twice, we are going to flex this one down, tuck that guy out of the way. And then we are actually going to rip it just a smidgen right there. Okay. Starting to lose some of our stickiness. And then by the time we make it back, we can kind of crease it right there, go up, and then go back down. So now it looks intentional. And now we have already gotten started for our next little nubbin. We're not going to need as much this time, so I'll just go ahead and use this little piece here. Give it a stretch. Careful, not too much. Touch that guy right there. And we start wrapping. Now, I did not pull these ones through, so we'll see how it looks compared to the top once we get it all wrapped up. Because the ones at the top, I had them poking through the hole, and then I kind of bunched them together like a bundle, so that both ends were kind of sticking out. Okay, looking good. If you notice, this branch is a little bit on the fluffy side. That's just more to add for later. Okay. So see this little tail here? It doesn't want to quite tuck in. And that's not exactly enough to really tug and pull either. But now we've got, there we go, see? Pretty cool, unique looking branch, if I do say so myself. Can even do this. See? I mean, think of the possibilities you could do with this. If I was to make a bunch more of these, I could like legit make a little mini tree. Now, if these weren't green, could turn them into deer antlers. All we need to do is just give them a little bit of shape and make another one that looks like it. Bulk it out a little bit and like, yeah, that right there could be antlers. Let's kind of fold this guy inward. So yeah, Wow, 45 minutes later, and this is what we have. Well, I was talking, but time flies when you're having fun. In conclusion, these items were collected from the dollar store. Everything that you saw me pull out, other than the felt, came from the dollar store. You could make your own tree the way how you want it to look from the dollar store and not have to worry about bringing bugs and moss and spiders in your house. Okay, I'm thinking of doing another long length video, but in a time lapse of me making more of these. If that's something you would like to see, please leave a comment when this video is uploaded or leave a comment on my Instagram account and I will get right to work on it. You can find me here on YouTube. I go live Mondays at 2 o'clock, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. I will answer your message. So if you have any questions or there are crafts you want to see me do, give my own take on, or even try, let me know. All right, I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.